think the craziest food that I had was probably the grossest, which is durian. It's like an exotic fruit. And I think it tastes like really old like onions and bananas all mushed up together. It's like a you like eat it off of the pit and it's just really gross, but everything else there is like Indian food, really good Chinese food. Singapore has a lot of cultures mixed in with it, so you'll get a lot of different foods. And because of that, you'll get to like just have the best foods from all these cultures. And I didn't personally have too many crazy foods, but durian was definitely one that was pretty crazy, and I'll probably never eat again.
Have you ever thought that corn and yam could be in a food type or like an ice cream? It is. You have sweet corn ice cream and yam ice cream. You also have sweet corn drink and yam drink. Definitely worth trying if you're curious about it. But I never thought it was possible. It's been done. For crazy foods, I'd say you're going to experience a lot as much as you want to experience. But basically, it's under your discretion if you want to try it out or not. Just know that culturally, they want you to try it. You'll see every fruit from A to Z, some different fruits that you've never seen before, and they taste fantastic. They make our fruit better over there. You're going to get chicken feet in your soup. You're going to have some sago worms that are the size of your thumb that you're going to be offered. You're going to have bones and things you didn't think bones could be in. Pretty much anything and everything. And you can try it all out. They love spice, so get ready for some spice. They believe that if you're not sweating, it's not delicious. So be prepared for that too. You'll develop a palate for that as well. But craziest stuff, things you never thought you could eat.
I've had pig's brain. That was a fun one. It's kind of crazy. You'll have belacan. Belacan is like shrimp paste, or like sago worms, where there's like little tiny worms, so you have to bite the head off first, so it doesn't bite you first. I've had bat. It's not a good idea to eat bat. It can give you rabies, so it's dangerous. Jellyfish, shark, snake is a popular one.
I've had stingray before. It's really good. A lot of people thought it would be nasty. Chicken feet, that one's really weird. And then you tend to have all parts of a chicken in there. Probably the weirdest one is I've had beowak, which is a type of lizard. And that was in Malaysia that I had it within the Singapore mission. And members fed it to us, and then they told us after that it was a lizard or beowak, and it was pretty weird to, you see them running around all the time, like when you're biking and stuff and walking around, but to eat one, it was pretty crazy. My first day in the mission field, we went to visit one of our investigators who worked at like a little restaurant, I guess, just off the side of the street. And she fed us, and then at the end of the meal, she brought us these little cups of soup. And when I went and I looked down into the soup, there was like a full chicken foot. Like, there was skin and all. And my trainer was like, yep, like you need to eat that. And I was like, okay, and I did, and it actually wasn't too bad, but I just remember being super surprised that I was supposed to be eating chicken feet on my first day.
Singapore and Malaysia have so many different kinds of food. There's Indian, there's Malay, there's Chinese, there's, your traditional, like the local people, Iban, et cetera, but I think the craziest thing I ever heard of being eaten was like dog. I ate shark fin. I think that actually might be illegal in most places, but it tasted pretty good. And honestly, the Indian food is the best. It is amazing. The curries are incredible. My favorite place was this place in Penang, which was an area that I served in, and it's called SAB, Sri Anandanan, something like that. But the food is incredible, and it just tastes like so much flavor in your mouth. I remember when I came home, Mexican food tasted kind of bland because the Indian food is super flavorful and spicy and amazing. The food is amazing.
I know one other missionary already mentioned chicken feet. That was something that I ate as well. I also got to eat frog meat, which wasn't bad at all. It's like a mix between chicken and fish, so that was pretty good. In general, most of the food is really, really good. A decent amount of seafood like squid and octopus. Those taste great. Maybe another weird one, I had squid ink noodles one time. So it turns your lips and like your tongue a little bit black and your teeth a little black. And that was weird, but same thing, tasted great. So nothing was too bad. You'll be able to make it through it all and have some awesome exotic flavors. Along with snail. I had snail once as well. And durian, you have to try it 3 times and then you'll be okay.
There's a lot of good food over in this part of the world. I'd say probably the thing you're going to eat most of the time is chicken. And in the States, we don't really utilize all parts of the chicken, but in Malaysia and Singapore, they definitely do. I remember very frequently eating chicken head, and chicken brain was a part of that. That was very interesting taste. Chicken feet in the soup all the time, every time you have soup. And then obviously the regular parts of the chicken. So that was very interesting to me. I had like fried pig skin. That was another different one. Yeah, they've got some fun stuff over there.
I think the craziest food I ate in my mission was definitely this time we went over to one of our investigators' houses out in like the sticks. So it was like a little wooden hut, and we walked inside and we taught our lesson and it went awesome. And they were like, hey, you should stay and eat for a little bit. So we had like 10 minutes. We're like, okay, we'll try some of your food. And they brought it out and it was like this big plate of meat and we were eating it with the rice. And I was like, oh, this is so good. And I asked her, like, this meat's so weird. It's not like lamb or like veal wok or like chicken. I was like, sister, like, what is this meat? And she was just like, oh, it's, don't worry about it. So I was like, what the heck? So I kept eating, and then like before we left, like we went in the back and we just saw like this chopped up dog and like dog pelts in the back. And we're like, ah, shit, we just ate dog. But that's probably the craziest.